sharing how you wrote and created that sort of framework is incredibly important. But before we get quite there, one of the things about your NP Student magazine that I love, which is, if I only knew then, so I won't call you mid-career yet if you still refer to yourself as early career, but with someone with 5 years of experience, what are the 3 things you wish you knew as a young graduate, as a fresh graduate?
As a fresh graduate, wow. The first thing is I wish I would have invested more in developing the skills before graduation, because what I did was find myself even though I felt like the practicums, which is also called preceptorship, went well, I still felt that I was weak in some points, and I should have taken the responsibility to bring it to my instructor's attention to say, hey, I feel like I'm really, really, really weak in this area. Can I have some additional assistance, or are there any additional platforms that I could use to make sure that I feel up to the point of being an advanced beginner when I'm finished? So that's number one. The second thing is, that's a tough one, because there's only like one. There's only one thing, and it was the skills, because I realized that once I got into practice that I wasn't as competent as I thought I could be. And I know some people may say that, okay, they don't come out perfect, but I still think there should be a level of competency that you should have. Yes, I was able to understood that part. The didactic, I was strong with that as far as NP school, but experience, I just wish I would have. And then what I'm saying is subject to the whatever school you attend, because what my experience is may not be what someone else's experience may be, because there's a lot of great schools that are out there. Matter of fact, one particular school, I was able to take another course way after being an NP in diagnostics as far as interpretation, because that was such a weak point for me, and I had to be honest with myself. The second thing I would say, because I have this written in there. Oh, so I do have 3 things.
Oh, okay.
The second thing is, I wish I would have been more comfortable with going out and creating platforms for gaps that were missing, instead of seeking people's permission. A lot of us do that, and we have to understand that if you have something, and I'm actually saying that to everyone who's doing, if you have a special gift or a talent and you identified a gap that's in our practice, go pursue it and follow it through until it's complete. Do not look for, and I say this again, do not look for someone to praise you and say you're doing well and all that. Stay focused on getting it done. Do not try to seek for some type of praise or accolade. Just go focus on it and get it done, because at the end of the day, it's going to help someone else. Someone is waiting on you. So I wish I didn't waste time with that. But in wasting the time, there were lessons learned, and that's why I'm able to share that with people today. Amazing. And the last thing is, interview your employer. When they're interviewing you, you need to interview them. You need to do background check, everything with them that they do for you, because you have to make sure it's the right fit. When I first started working in my job, because we know that the jobs are very scarce for new grads, I transitioned quickly into locum tenens. Well, I shouldn't say quickly. I took a year off, but then I transitioned into locum tenens. So I didn't go through that stress like other NPs are doing now. Like, how can I find a job? I can't find a job. I've been out of school for such and such a year. And my heart goes out to those who are in that situation. But here's some words of wisdom. Connect with locum tenens, particularly there is in Atlanta, we have Radar Healthcare, which is based out of Athens. There's Barton Associates. There are locum tenens that you can connect with and do contract work for some time. And it doesn't have to be complicated things. And most of the time, some people are too picky and choosy instead of just saying, let me take this opportunity to build my skills. So when I first came out and I did the locum tenens, I worked at a prison. Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I will tell you that it was the best thing that happened to me. I worked at a prison for 3 months and did some diagnostics at a women's prison. And even now, I'm actually thinking about, wow, how can I go back and serve there again? Because I was able to learn the needs of the inmates that were there. So then in tune, I'm able to give back. I know a place where I can give back, because people come to you, hey, donate here, donate here. No, I'm going to donate to a cause that is dear to me. Right. And there are things that I've identified as far as the needs at that prison. And I said, that's where I'm going to give back. So nothing is ever that happens in life. It's not by, it's like, as far as with the coincidence and things like that, it's all for a reason, and it connects. I am so grateful that I did that, because all of those different contracts, and they're contracts. So that means if you felt like during the 3 months you were there, it wasn't a good fit for you, then you tell them bye. Or if they felt like it wasn't a good fit for them, they tell you bye. No hard feelings. Because, and then the patients are getting served, and you're able to utilize and keep your skills current until that job comes by. And it's so important that you do that, because before you know it, a year's gone by and you have been working consistently for a year. And when I say disclaimer, as in make sure you have an accountant and pay your taxes quarterly.
Right.
If you're one of those types of employees.
Contract workers,
yes. So I just want to remind people that. But going back to the purpose of that, because this was the third thing, interviewing. I got into this topic because interviewing your employer as well as them interviewing you, that's the last thing in the three things that I wish I knew then what I know now. And I segue again into doing the locum tenens. If you cannot find a job right away, consider that, so you're not really letting your skills die.
That was beautifully said. I think, like, right there,